You have a chance, you have the opportunity to work and achieve who you have always dreamt to be. The other thing is, there are things you cannot change. Maybe your height and others, your skin. There's no need of bleaching yourself. Just be proud of who you are. There are things that you can change. Except if you can improve a few. If you are very short and you want to wear heels, you can buy heels and wear heels. Those are the small things you can do. But there are things about you that may look like they are not good, but surprisingly, if you dig deep, you realize they are part of your gifts. They are part of your gifts. There is this guy who was trending, who is very, very tall. He is exceptionally tall. Yani hata viatu hakuwa. Simulimuona kwa social media. That height and that huge size of him has earned him a lot today. But I want to believe probably he was being shy and intimidated of his size when he couldn't find shoes, when he couldn't find clothes to wear because of his size. But today, his size has ended up being something to earn, something to... So, where you think maybe it's a challenge, imagine you can turn it to be a blessing in your life. So, the rest, change for you and others in your life. What I mean by that is those other things that you can change or you cannot change, work and move progressively so that you become a blessing in your own life and a blessing to the lives of others. Sawa sawa? Yes. Aha. So once you make a choice, then decide, I want to be this. The other thing, if maybe you are godly and you believe in the Bible, maybe we can consider Matthew chapter 7 verse 7. Ask. Now, you are already chosen. First start by choosing who you want to be. Then ask and it shall be given to you. That's the Bible, eh? Seek and you will find. I believe even if there is a Muslim here, they also have the Quran. And I believe it has something like this. When you ask God, when you ask Allah, you will get. Ask and it will be given. Seek. Now here, seek and you will find. This really depends. Where are you seeking? Everything is available. Good and bad is available. Where are you going to seek? For the 4 years you will be here, where are you going to seek? Knock and the door will open. Which door are you going to choose to knock? Hello? Which door are you going to seek to knock? There are so many doors. Doors of theft, doors of homosexuality, it's very common these days. Doors of weed, like I mentioned, drugs, they are available. Every university, kuna wale watu wabaya, wanatafuta njia, wanapenya na wanaleta. Ukinock hiyo door, aimaze utafunguliwa. Ukinock ya kuiba, utafunguliwa. Ukinock any door you choose to knock. Maze ukitaka kuwa the best prostitute in the university, the door will open for you. But if you want to choose to be a scholar, if you want to choose to be a person with their own pride, if you want to choose to be a person who is going far, if you want to choose to be a person who will be respected by your age mates and by those even above you, then the door will still be opened for you. Hello? The door is open. Choose which one you want to get. Now, the other thing I want to mention on that is never, ever lose yourself. 1, keep the loyalty. Be loyal to yourself. Keep the focus. Keep the priorities right so that you know which doors to lock, which doors to run away from, which areas to keep, and all that. The other thing, keep yourself on the front line of the appropriate, correct things and correct areas. The other thing is keep your identity. Remember, I started by helping you identify who you are, where you are gifted, where you are. So please keep your identity. If your identity is in languages, if it's in any activity, if it's in academic, in a particular topic, keep your identity. That will help you grow. Now, I want to mention about baggage. Baggage ni mizigo ile kila mmoja wetu anakuwa amebeba. Leave your baggages behind you. Stop seeking for sympathy. We all have our issues. Usikuja hapa kulilia wenzako, sijui mama yangu ni mgonjwa, sijui nani amefanya, sijui kwetu tuko na shida gani. Kila mtu ako na shida zake za kumtosha. Please, don't carry your baggages here. Leave your baggages behind. And then, when you start really becoming a person who carries their baggages to the others, they avoid you, they run away from you, become a bore, and all those. If you have challenges, take them to the right places, the right people, all that, where you can truly find yourself, your help. So, baggages can rob you of your joy. Your baggages can rob you of your focus. Please, leave your baggages behind. It keeps you looking behind instead of looking ahead. That's what your baggages will. Then, with a baggage, if you have a big baggage, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, physically, the doors we were talking about, you will try to enter the right doors and the door will not be opening because your baggage is going to hold you back. Come fresh to this university, wear the right attitude. Come as a clean slate, but pick the right things for you to deal with. Now, in this university, you are going to find new experiences. Actually, this slide, I have called it new experiences. Everything here is available, as I said, good and bad. Everything is at your disposal. And the new experiences will depend on you. High school and university, those lives are two different lives. Here, kind of like life is a little bit easy. Things that you may have thought, the freedom, the space, pocket money unafanya kuitisha home, na kama home hakuna, kuna vichorochoro ya pesa. So, new experiences are open again for you. Choose which experiences you want to work with. Tough decision and sweating to make a base. Let that be your principle. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that you can get a lot of easy, free things. Free money, it is available. Because there are people who are looking out to exploit others. Internally and externally. There are people who are looking out to get your little money by selling you drugs and all those things. So there will be new experiences, just like I talked about the open doors, or rather the doors which you choose to knock at. I want to assure you, kila kitu iko. Wewe ndio utachagua unataka ku-experience pande gani. So, if you choose the hard side, the tough decisions, the sweating, the struggle, the waking up to make sure you don't miss your lectures, to make sure you are interacting with the appropriate people, to make sure those are hard, tough decisions. Then you will be creating and making a base. Freedom has come today, not tomorrow anymore. Your mother is not here to check if you have come home. No lecturer. Dr. Monanu has no time to check who did not come for the lecture. So freedom is no longer tomorrow. It's already here, my friend. Choose what you're going to do with your freedom. Now, I also want to tell you, any joy that you get may be fake at this time. Raha, wachia wale wamejipanga, wameunda pesa, wameweka basis. For you, choose the hard side, so that your tomorrow. Now, fake joy is available, fake fun, and all that. But when you choose the other side, it looks like it's boring, but it has results. Isolation versus inclusion. All of those things are at your disposal for you to choose. Cigarettes are available these days and no one will. Hakuna mtu atakutana na wewe una smoke akuulize kwa nini una smoke. Hapana. Unless it's ile kitu mbaya, lakini sigara hakuna mtu atakuuliza. It's you who has to choose. Guys, gifts, everything, all of those things, vain promises will also be available. Very vain or fake promises that will vanish within no time. Wings that melt and fade away. Someone will tell you, I can fix wings for you. If you don't go to class, I have a shortcut where I can help you to get your results. I know how to get into the portal and say you did your cuts. All those are wings that are fake and that will melt within no time. Food that only fattens and takes your health away. Wachana na maindo nini? Chagua food, itakusustain na itakusaidia. That will also add value to you. What you eat is what you become. Your mental health also can be affected by the food you eat and all those things. Any more and more, you can add more things to that list. So let me leave that list. Let me ask you and me, how? I've told you all those things. Now you ask yourself, how do I cope? Start. The first step of you coping with these new experiences, the new environment, the new everything, the new life. The first step is to cope with you. Have a good relationship with yourself. Know you are the best. That's the first place to start. Making peace with yourself. Knowing you are gifted. Knowing you are this and this. Cope with yourself first. Make a relationship and a friendship with yourself first before you can allow others. Be at peace. Be happy. Be comfortable in your own skin. That is the first step. You do not have to be so and so. You do not have to be like so and so. You are enough. Make peace with yourself, even with your challenges. You are gifted in your own area. Maximize on that. Work on it. Improve it. All those. Cope with the new environment in Tharaka. Whether it's the weather, the food, the speed, the workload, the people you meet. Learn how to download yourself appropriately and become the best version you can ever be. The other thing is cope with your ability, that is your potentials, your gifts. Then cope socially and academically with all that is ahead of you. Cope again with the economic challenges. You cannot satisfy it. Ukiona dem fulani ako na nguo ama kiatu ama chali fulani amenunua this ama amepeleka please be yourself. Cope with your own economic challenges. Cope with you. Learn to cope and adjust and grow. Cope or rather adjust, cope and grow. Please mark that. The other thing I want to allow us to reflect and think about is wisdom. Be wise. Proverbs 13:20 says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. The company you choose, the people you choose to surround yourself with is what is. So the company, I will not dwell there. The people you choose to work with will shape you, break you, influence you, make you. They influence your thoughts, they influence your decisions, they influence your ways, and unfortunately or fortunately, they influence even your future. So choose wisely, be wise. Remember, iron sharpens iron. If you choose the wrong thing, sponge cannot iron. But if you choose a knife and a knife, they can sharpen each other and all that. So please, choose to be wise. The other thing I want to allow our minds to think about is the multiplication symbols or mathematical symbols. Choose the symbols that you are going to put and to add into your life. What I mean by mathematical symbols is there are people in your life that are going to be like a multiplication sign. When you bring them into your life, they multiply your goodness. They multiply your success. They multiply your going ahead. They multiply your way of looking at things. They multiply your choices positively. If you choose negatively, then they will still multiply negatively. So, choices and decisions are very, very important. Then there are people in your life that are like subtractions symbol. Whatever you put on the table, they subtract. If you bring good food, they subtract. If you bring a good idea, they subtract from it. So choose the mathematical symbols of human beings that you are going to work with. There are people who are dividers. As long as they come into your life, they divide things. They divide almost everything you have. Your thinking, your talents, your gifts. Then there are people who add value. So remember, we have additionals, those who add, we have subtractors, we have dividers. So know the timing and the place of application. Where, who, and when. Who to place where. The other thing I want to talk about is number 6. I've called that slide the 6th. And they say, if you walk with 5 Christians, and you are not a Christian, you will be the 6th. If you walk with 5 thieves, and you are not a thief, you automatically become the 6th thief. If you walk with 2 professors, 3, 4, 5 professors, I want to assure you, within no time, you are going to be the 6th. The 6th to who? The 6th to who? If you walk with 5 drunkards, I tell you, mutacheka, siku ya kwanza mnacheka, wana make zile jokes zao, mnacheka, wewe haujalewa, lakini umetembea na drunkards 5. My friend, within no time, you will be the 6th drunkards. If you walk, whatever people you choose, you walk with 5 dancers, you walk with 5 lifeists, you walk with 5 millionaires. If you walk with 5 scholars, preachers, if you work with 5 rapists, umewapeleka wamelepu mtoto, umewapeleka kule. If you work with 5 sodomists, whatever you choose, you become the 6th. You cannot stick around psychologists, 5 of them. Every day in your life, you start behaving like a psychologist, even before you go to school. So I am saying, if you walk around with readers, people who read books, kwa shovia, ukiingia kwa keja yake, unakuta vitabu kama 5. Utajikuta umeomba moja. So umesoma. You become a reader. So I want to say, actually I was analyzing it in my head. If you can catch, which is very difficult, 5 presidents, the president of Kenya, the president of Namibia, the president, and you have 5 presidents in your network. They talk about the nation, they talk about how to make a nation work, they talk about politics, they talk about 5 presidents. Sasa sisi shida ni hata kufikia mmoja, Dr. Munanu, hatuna. But if you have a network of 5 presidents, me I believe you will be the 6th president of whichever nation. Hello? Choose your number 6. Choose the 6th you that you want to be. Another important thing that I'll just mention and move very fast is your personal relationship with God. Sometimes bwana, things face south. Kuna mambo inakuja kwa hii maisha, inakukalia, inakulalia, inakusukuma kwa kashimo bwana. You don't know how to get out. Mazide is a God. Kuna God. Na sa God ni mpoa. Yes. Have a personal relationship with God. My friend, kuna mahali hata mzazi hata kutoa, kuna mahali Dr. Munanu hawezi kukutoa, but if you have a personal relationship with God, somehow, no one will understand, but you will get out of your shit. you surely will get out of your shit. You and God, no shit. But you minus God, my friend, wachana na hiyo maneno. So when you have God at a personal level, then you can negotiate corners. Align your heart and your actions. Na zile talent na gifts tulisema ni yeye anapeananga. Kama hujajua yako, if you've not understood your gifting and your calling and your all those things I mentioned, ask him. See, he's the one who made you all that. So a personal relationship with God is paramount, is very important. And I want to say shamelessly and surely that a relationship with God is truly transforming, it is fulfilling, and please, if you do not have one, I deeply urge you to seek for a relationship with God. Then, relations with others. No man is an island. You need other people. So, tell God also to help you to choose correctly. Tell God to send to you your destiny helpers, destiny makers, destiny shapers. Have people of your level. I always tell people, it is very good to have people above you. So I raise my hands. People that are above you, psychologically, emotionally, financially, socially, network yao inaweza kukusaidia. Always make sure you have a number of people above you. Then you need people. Everybody is looking at me, I believe. People of your level, that is across. These people are the best people to have fun with, to laugh with, to make jokes with, to walk with, at some levels and some areas. Because there are jokes you can't crack with people above you. So you need people also at your own level, especially for socialization. Then you need people below you. You have made it to the university. Mentor those in high school in your village. Mentor others who have come to the university with you and they have challenges. Then you still can have people below you. Be a model. You choose what you want. Have people below you so that you become a good mentor and also give back to the world. Sawa sawa. So at all levels, above, at your level and below you, please choose wisely. My next slide is just the word no. No. And I have put this word no with many apostrophes or hyphens, whatever you call them. This means, or rather the word no is an assertive skill. Skills are power and they are empowering. Add this word to your vocabulary, the word no. Learn to say no. No is your right. No can be your shield. No is wisdom. And no can be an asset and your wealth. No can be your power. And no can shape your future. Don't be a yes person. Now, whether it's a person above you, when they are leading you to the wrong direction, telling you to do something that is not right, remember, kutoa kadi ya nini? No. Please, let each one of us have a card that says no. And know when to say no, who to say no to, and all that. Now, mental health. Si nimekupea dishes za kutosha hapo. So let's very come quickly to mental health. And this is the ability to cope and deal with issues that come across in your life. That is mental health. The ability to cope with those challenges hizo zote tumeongelelea huko. Ukiwa unaweza kudeal nazo, then your mental health is going to be in the right place. Mental health, or rather the well-being, is the well-being. Because you have been able to cope, then your well-being is okay. This well-being aids and helps you to realize your potentials and your abilities. So, you need your mental health. It helps us to learn, to grow, and to become productive. Mental health influences and affects our thinkings, our perspective, our feelings, our relations. Tumeongelea hizo vitu zote huko juu, relations and all that. So your mental health is going to affect all those things. Now, your mental health affects your everyday life and your production. How productive you will be, academically, socially, economically, and all that. Mental health does not respect our age, our status. Finally, mental health is your own responsibility. It is you to deal with it. We have 3 factors of mental health: the biological, the social, and the physiological aspects. All those things affect your life. And you must choose. What affects us very much, especially in an environment like this one of the university, is the social dimension. The social dimension also carries the family relations, the workplace. Workplace, sasa kwako ni hapa. Where you are staying, your community in general. That is very important. And you must learn how to cope with it. Signs of people who have challenges in their mental health is immune system iko chini, to homa, kichwa, sijui tumbo, sijui kuchoka, sijui. So all those things. The other thing that you need to note, I'm telling you this so that when those people come your way, you know how to run away and how to say no. People who are full of negativity. Hapana, hii si poa, hiyo lecture ikuwa poa, huko sipo. Everything for them is not workable. Not workable. They are full of negativity. Akipewa chakula, hiyo chakula si mzuri. Akipewa anything, for them, they challenge. Those people are people who pull you down. Those are people who may be having some mental health challenges. People with a lot of irritability, anger, and outbursts, check for them. People with a lot of fear, they fear everything. They have anxiety, they have no motivation, and they have no self-drive, watch them. People who cannot even laugh at a joke, they have no joy, they are just sad always, they look heavy, they are down, they even say verbally they are hopeless. Those are people to check. If you are in any of that category, please seek for help. You can be helped. No one will judge you. People who are tasteless, hakuna kitu wanaonanga poa. Those are not good people. People feeling empty, people who are full of kitu kidogo tu nikulia, tearful, very tearful. Then it means some things are lying down within them that makes their mental health not okay. People with mood swings, sleep disorders, poor connections, food disorders, life disorders, people who love gambling. Hey. These days young people are gambling. We wacha tu. Nani alikwambia kuna pesa ya bure? Money is earned. Money is worked for. Hakuna pesa ya bure Kenya. Na ukipewa ya bure, utalipa na hiyo mapua yako. Ukweli tu kabisa. So, addictions, in my next book I've tackled this topic of addictions. People are addicted to very many different things. Addicted to items, addicted to things, addicted to drugs, addicted to sex, anything can cause you some addiction. Even you other human beings, you can get addicted to a person. And if they are not there, you start feeling, kuna tofauti ya kumiss mtu na kupenda mtu na addiction. So, you must know the difference. People with self-esteem issues, hata nimejikudia hii ilikuwa hapa. Si uniwekee ingine hii kikataa nichukue. Tuendelee. People with self-esteem issues, people who keep on doing what we call self-sabotage. Yani, hata yeye mwenyewe anajiwekea road blocks kwa maisha yake. Kama yeye anajiwekea road blocks, si hata wewe atakuwekea brother. Now, causes for this mental health issues, some of them things we've grown with, like rejection, negligence, deprivation, kunyimwa maybe chakula, kunyimwa time, kunyimwa, to be deprived. So people who've had those challenges of deprivation and all those things I'm mentioning, then those people can really have challenges in their own life and in their mental health, and that becomes a big problem. Now, another thing that causes people to live with mental health challenges. Okay. So I have mentioned the first one and the second one only. That is rejection, neglect. You were neglected. Kuna wazazi walikuwa wanafungianga watoto kwa nyumba peke yao, wanaenda job. Saa ingine mnawasamea, sikupenda kwao. Maybe alikuwa at the risk of losing the job and all that. So, but since it affected your life, then it is your responsibility now to face it, deal it, square it. Other things are losses. Loss may not only be death, loss of a relationship, loss of items, loss of, then also kuna bereavement, which is now loss in death. Those things really affect us, whether we like it or not, and we must deal with them. For me, I said last time, and even on this book I have said, my daddy died when I was in nursery school. I was a very little girl. And when I grew up, I realized how my father's death had affected me. If I met a mature man, very old man, I used to feel very excited. I used to see a dad. I want to talk with them. I want to spend time with them. If that old man even told me to sit on his laps, I would have sat. I'm the little girl who grew up without a daddy. And you think yeye anaona katoto? Nafikiria yeye anaona kale katoto ka daddy, akana baba, anaona mwanamke. Anaona msupa, ukweli, mpigieni makofi huyo. So, dealing with your challenges and your issues is going to be very, very important. Then something else that causes mental health challenges, things like trauma. Last time Dr. Monani was saying I was talking about childhood traumas. And yes, those are the things we have faced. Betrayals. Betrayals is very wide. Swindling, that one mostly is maybe for those who are little, all those. Then there is something we call church trauma. You were forced to forgive people who wronged you, and the forgiveness was not from you. Wrong expectations can really cause you a lot of mental health. You expected university maisha ni hivyo. My friend, maisha sio hivyo ulikuwa unafikiria. Maisha iko hivyo vingine. Sasa ujipange. It is not what you expect. So expectations. Then unconscious wounds, things that happened and even you didn't know it was wrong, it was bad. All those things really cause us trauma. Now, I will not talk about your body talks to you. Your body speaks to you, and your body tells you. There are several slides here, and I will skip them. The 9 body parts of pain storage. If you had challenges in this area, your pain can show up in a part of your body and all that. We have hips, shoulders, neck. Like for men get a lot of back issues. And pain on the back psychologically shows that you have some fears. Fear. Uoga ya future, uoga ya economic challenges. Some fears challenge you, and it shows itself up on the back. And if you check, many men complain about backache, lower back. We have the chest. So all these body parts, when there's a challenge, your body talks to you. Your body talks to you. Your body tells you things are not okay. But we don't listen to our body. Even the head, when you get headaches, it's communicating to you. Your body is talking to you. Now, I want to say that a person who's been vulnerable in life, a person who is vulnerable today makes other people vulnerable. Or rather, people who have had major issues in their lives, then those issues make them vulnerable. They are vulnerable to what? They are vulnerable to bad influence. They are vulnerable to manipulation. Now, this is very important. If you've had issues in your past, in your childhood, in high school, in primary school, those issues like rejection, you love to be loved so much, you love being noticed, you love to be validated very much. I told you, be your best friend first. Learn to validate yourself, to appreciate yourself, to accept who you are, know your gifts, know your talents, so that you don't care so much about other people's validation. Because if you are vulnerable, then you are an easy target for manipulation. You are an easy target for bad influence. Because you don't have the vocabulary. I have told you that each one of us must have the vocabulary known as no. These people are actually even vulnerable to demonic attacks. We all know kuna mapepo. They become vulnerable also to that. The emotional hole in the mshimo in their heart and the heart, ile ingine ya HURT, and the pain, all those things become a soft point for vulnerability and all those things I'm saying. So, it is very important to deal with those things. Bitterness, anger, frustration, negativity, you become very vulnerable to those things. These things can steal your spiritual life, your natural life, your destiny, and your future. Please, don't be vulnerable. Finally, on these 2-3 slides is how to keep your mental health polished. Si tumeenda safari mrefu, tumeona challenges, tumeona kule tumetoka. We've learned now how do I keep myself safe and polished as far as mental health is concerned. One thing we talked about, your relationship with God. Please have that. When we were in Sunday school, we were taught, read your Bible. Kumbe mulikuwa Sunday school yetu. Read your Bible, pray every day, pray every day, pray every day. Read your Bible, pray every day if you want to grow. Hatutaendelea. Kama hukuenda Sunday school, bahati mbaya. Now, walk in forgiveness. None of us has never been hurt. Some of us have been hurt by our parents. Some of us have been hurt by our spouses. My husband is here. He's hurt me so much in this life. Very much. Masena bado tuko na yeye. It's because I forgave him. Ati anakana. Monani, usimuone hapo anakana, nitamlete kwako kwanza. Udili na yeye. So, it's a plain truth. Maybe I've also hurt him. Maybe. I'm a good girl. Give me a clap. That's a lie, of course. He had to forgive me in some occasions. Now, walk in forgiveness. No, just one. So, walk in forgiveness. And forgiveness is continuous. Why? Because you will be hurt along the way many times. So, it's not just a one-time experience. Please, please, choose to let go. And by the way, I always tell people, when you forgive, the other person does not benefit. It's you who benefits. Because you release yourself from that pain, bitterness, anger, and frustration. Remember, I'm talking about how to keep your mental health polished or good. So, forgive yourself first also, because of the many things you've done. You've also hurt people. Yeah? I love the Lord's Prayer very much. So, forgive yourself, then forgive others. Now, on this issue of forgiveness, so that you are able to forgive, if Isaiah owes me 1,000, and then every day my account is getting 10,000 every day, will I even remember the 1,000 Isaiah owes me? Itasaurika. What am I trying to say is work hard, progress and move forward so that those small petty things that you are carrying will even be a by the way. Ule akona so now if I seriously need airtime ya 20 bob. Na Isaiah akona so yangu. Do you think I'll forget that 100 Isaiah owes me? No. I'll keep on remembering and texting him and telling him, please, you have my 100 bob. Because I need 20. So what I am saying is, progress, move forward, work. If someone said you'll never see the university door, today you are in Tharaka University, then forgive them and prove them wrong by graduating with a first-class honor. Semeni hallelujah. Yes. That's how to conquer some of these things. That's how to win some of these battles. The other thing is gratitude. Gratitude is medicine. Gratitude eradicates bitterness and negativity. You just wake up and you're like, oh God, thank you. I don't know how many of you have ever thanked God for eyelashes, for nails, for everything that you have. I want to tell you today, there are people without all the 5 fingers. There are people without so many things that you have. There are people who got burnt and they have no hair. Have you ever seen someone without eyelashes? Have you ever seen one? Yani anakaa tu wacha nisimalize because kunaweza kuwa na mmoja huku, but tunamuaccept kama yuko tunamuaccept, lakini hata yeye itabidi ajiaccept kwanza, but they look funny. Sawa sawa. So what I am saying is have gratitude. Do you know how many people are in the hospital today and they are crying? I visited my brother in hospital before he died, and he told me, my sister, I'm wondering if tomorrow I'll be able to see that tree. I told him, my brother, don't wonder about if you'll see the tree tomorrow. Thank God you can see the tree now. So, don't worry about so many things. Thank God for what you have now. You are alive. There is no one here. Ako uchi. Apana, I can see all of you are dressed. Thank God for, even if it's that one dress, thank God for it. Yule hana za ndani ni chaguo lake. Siku hizi nasikia hiyo ndio fashion. Haya, tuendelee. Gratitude. Learn to appreciate. Even if there is a friend of mine who used to, anastuka tu ananiambia, I thought of buying you lunch today. And I really used to appreciate. It's like I had slept hungry. I really used to feel good and appreciate the lunch bought nikiona M-Pesa kwa simu yangu. And you, the way you appreciate, it's so tempting to send you more. Our gratitude is powerful. Both to men, both to God, and even to yourself. Once you learn the act of gratitude, you even love yourself. Once you start appreciating what you have, once you start appreciating your size, once you start appreciating your gifts, once you start appreciating you uko kwenyu kubaya, once you start appreciating, because ili ufike Tharaka University, si ulitoka uko kwenyu kubaya. Sasa ni kubaya aje kama kumekufikisha hapa, then kutoka leo unakuita kuzuri. So I want urge each one of us to learn to appreciate, learn to be grateful. When I'm very angry with my husband, I start thanking God for him. God, huyu mtu wako, and all those things. And within no time, my anger disappears. Another good thing is good sleep. Majenzi siku hizi wako na shida. We've seen that even with our own children. They want to live like they are abroad. Siungoje uende abroad. Huku kwetu Kenya, masaa watu ya kulala ni usiku. Wakati huku uko usiku, kule ndio mchana. Sasa kama unataka kukaa hiyo kuzungusha maisha, enda pande ile ingine. Wacha kukua mchana ati ndio unalala huku, usiku ati ndio uko ridho. Hapana. Okay, if your work demands that, if you are doing the online lighting and you are making a lot of money or about it, then that's work. Work is different. Lakini hii story ati umeshinda, ulienda happy, sijui mlienda bash, sijui mlienda wapi, so mchana ndio unalala, usiku ndio kazi. Hiyo kazi sijui Kenya. Hapana. So please make sure you get good sleep. Sleep is medicine. Sleep is medicine. Your mental health can be affected by that. Another thing is what I am doing right now. That feels good. Please use water. Water should be used in and out. In is exactly what I have done. Take water. Water is medicine. Water detoxifies you, it heals you, it so many things. Now, water outside. Maze, muoge. Kuoga. Maji nje ni ya kuoga na kuosha. Wacha kuvaa suruali na socks sijui mara ngapi. Osha. Uoge wewe na uoshe vikombe zako na vitu zako na nguo zako na nyumba yako. Water. Use water. In and out. Pambana kabisa. Maximize on water. Something else is diet. Eat appropriately. The other thing is self-care. The other thing is breathing. Oxygen imejaa huku. Maze ni wewe kujichukulia. Oxygen pia ni dawa. Because ndio ina circulate. Hii maneno mmesoma. Lakini you have to practice. Finally, have 4 S's in your life. That is safe social support system. Good social support system. Fanya urafiki na lecturers wawili watatu watakusaidia kwa kule unakuwa stuck. Fanya urafiki na leaders wazuri, Isaiah, people who can help you. Fanya urafiki na successful third na fourth years. Na usio urafiki ile uwezi kusema no. So what I'm saying is have people who can stand with you, who can support you, and also family. Now, we have gone from the beginning asking you who you are, to speaking about your gifts and talents, to speaking about you accepting yourself, to speaking about knocking doors, and the experiences that are waiting for you here in Tharaka University. We have walked the journey from when I stood there. And the final thing I say to you, life is in your hands and in God's hands. Present yourself to yourself well and to God. Thank you. Questions and answers. If anyone has written a question, I am ready to tackle, present, and deal with your questions in the next very few minutes, so that at least 2-3 questions, if you want to ask loudly for yourself and for the others. If you want to ask through a written paper, my help here has stood. If there is any paper that has been written, forward it here as I finish this water, because I have taught you drinking water is medicine. I expect at least 2 questions, maximum 3 questions, and then I sit. If you can ask, it's okay. If you want to write, it's okay. It's open.
Any question to our speaker? Any query?
If there are no questions, or maybe I can sit, if there will be any, I'll handle it. Okay.
My name is Nicholas Kaberia. I've heard you speak of men having back pains
Yes.
with some experiences.
Yes.
So, what do they do? You have not told us.
I did not, I skipped that slide, by the way, deliberately, because it talks about body parts. When we have some challenge, emotional actually, those challenges can reflect on our body parts. So I just picked that as an example. The lower back is out of fear or financial or emotional instability, and it also weakens the kidneys. That the same challenge also weakens the kidneys. So, how to deal with it is face your challenges. If it is now, like here, if you know, and it's unconscious, but that person who is having that trouble has some financial instability somewhere, and they don't know it is affecting their back. So start addressing that. If it's work,
Thank you very much, Madam Purity Jage, for that wonderful session on mental health. Tumepata some things shared in simplicity, but very important things for your life. So today was about mental health, and alianza na maswali yale unaweza kujiuliza wewe mwenyewe. Who are you? Or who am I? Where am I coming from? Na sote hatujatoka the same place. Tumejikuta hapa tu. Maybe, of course, very rare instances where you can have a brother and a sister here. Why are you here? Or why have you come here? Where are you going? These are questions that we need to answer. And where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? This will make you move forward. Na kitu lingine nilipenda sana is making a relationship with yourself first. That's one in psychology we call it intrapersonal relationship. Then kuna ingine na watu wengine interpersonal. Intrapersonal with yourself, cope socially, and so many things. I don't want to repeat what she has said, and all that one is closed in elements of mental health, good mental health, relationship with God, relationship with other people. There are those that are above you, below you, and at your level. Thank you very much. Let's rise up as we appreciate Madam Purity, and also the husband, Bwana Jage, who brought her. You are a great support system. Tusimame tafadhali, na tukisema kusimama ni hata njia moja ya kurelax. It is just relaxing. Let's also breathe in. I think she has talked about breathing in. Yeah, there is also the relaxation. You can breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Yeah, you can do some bit of stretching. Okay, let's give a 5 factorial. 1 to go.